Larry, Deebo was out here with the Niners, partying with them during the Super Bowl. George Kittle was interviewed by someone at Sports Illustrated and said, "Hey, we're gonna bring back a familiar face. We could bring back a familiar face." They were like, "Is it Deebo?" He was like, "I love Deebo." What do you think about the likelihood of Deebo coming back and the wisdom of Deebo coming back?
I centered on this about 10 days ago when I was reading articles about guys who were going to be cap casualties. And I started looking at the list. Eric Armstead, probably going to be a cap casualty. Dre Greenlaw, probably going to be a cap casualty. Deebo's already out there. Javon Hargrave, going to be a cap casualty. There's a lot of guys that were here before that are going to be cap casualties by their new teams. And all I would say is that the best personnel guys have a coldness to their personality. There is no such thing as you don't get two primes in you might get two primes in baseball if you take PEDs, but you're not getting two primes in the NFL. And so when the guy crests the hill and he starts to get worse, get off, move on, do not go back. And there's no room at all for sentimentality when you're building a football team. So no to Eric Armstead and his 16 pressures, no to Javon Hargrave, no to Dre Greenlaw and his 58% plays in 8 games with 9 injuries. No to Deebo. No, and no. And here's the thing. People will write these stories because the fans love the reunion tour. The media people love the reunion tour. Oh, I know Deebo. I'll be able to ask him a couple, questions, whatever. You don't have two primes. When a guy crests the hill, say goodbye.
I feel like Kyle Shanahan's trying to reinvent himself, his image. Him going on that Super Bowl pregame show was like, who is this? That's something he would never seem to want to do in the past. Now it seems like he was eager to do it. He had a great suit on. He combed his hair. He didn't say a bunch of times. This was a whole brand. It was a self-deprecating, funny Kyle Shanahan with insight. I mean, to me, he's trying to re-endear himself to the fans. It's been 10 years and some fans are getting restless. What he can't do is bring back Deebo Samuel. You need to evolve. And for the last 3 years, it feels like your only really idea on offense is give the ball to Christian McCaffrey as much as humanly possible. If you bring back Deebo Samuel, you're just going to go back to what the offense was 2-3 years ago, except with older players. I mean, they look the same, but they can't hit the dance moves the same way anymore. Don't do it. You got to get younger and faster on offense. Deebo accomplishes neither of those things. He just gets in the way of Jordan Watkins, frankly.
Plus, he wants to come back because this is his only place that there's warmth for him. But the reality is he's going to, as soon as you entertain the idea, now he's going to want to get as close as he can to $13 million a year. And he's not worth a third of that. So, I mean, what are we talking about? I mean, if he's willing to come back for two years at $2.5 million, and you really think he's a culture player, but look at what the Deebo runs produced. You told us that your offensive line's good. So if it's not your offensive line, why is he getting 2.5 yards a carry in all of his runs his last year with the Niners? It's because he's done. He's absolutely done. And if you go back, the
Niners bringing Deebo back would be like the Rams bringing Cooper Kupp back next year. Let it go.
Yeah.
Let it go. It's over. You had some great years with the guy. You moved on. Maybe it was too soon. Maybe not. He's not that good anymore. He's not changing anything for you. You got to find someone new. And the thing is, the Rams would never bring back Cooper Kupp because that's stupid. And the Niners, I'd like to think they're not actually considering this. And I'd like for George Kittle to stop playing general manager for this team. I still think he's the main reason Kyle Juszczyk got re-signed after getting cut. That was highly unusual. And please, man, stop bringing your friends back on the team. Trent Taylor is still on the team, probably because he's best buds with George Kittle. Enough of the buds. It's not a social group.
Matching outfits, no.
Enough.
Second 10 years with the team, no.
It's like Sigma 49ers. You know what I mean? It's like a fraternity. Stop it. And he's the social chair. And everyone has to go through George. Come on, man.
The matching outfits was really bad, man. When I saw that, I was like, man, that's like Ryder Cup. I felt like I was watching the Ryder Cup.
Pi Kappa Niners. Okay. You probably let's get a couple super chats. I want to encourage these. Nick H says, "Are we sure their first pick won't be a medical flag? It better not be." And I just want to give the Niners credit for a second for not taking James Pierce Jr. I want to give you guys credit because I was over here being like, "What did he do? There's nothing really concrete." People were saying he was nuts before, and I was like, "Oh." And I want to mental note for myself and take those things seriously, especially in the first round. Well, really in all rounds, but you can't take any risks in round one. And it seems like James Pierce was obviously a huge risk that the NFL knew about it, and the Niners didn't go that route. So good on you.
Yeah, I mean, you have to do your due diligence. I would say at least 20% of the time, guys, that you'll see somebody go like 4 rounds late and you'll be like, why is this guy still available? It's probably because he's a bad guy and they flagged him. I mean, Aaron Hernandez went 3 rounds later than people thought because people thought, or 2 rounds later because you know what? He was a bad guy. So these guys have more information. We can watch the film. We don't get a chance to meet them. We don't get a chance to talk to the NFL security people about what they have found or any of the on-campus, sources that will tell you, hey, by the way, steer clear of this guy. He is an absolute nightmare. So they get that information and we're not privy to it. And nobody's going to put anybody down by releasing it publicly. Everybody's just going to steer clear. So, sometimes when they don't draft the guys we want, we got to remember they got a lot more info about these guys than we do.
Cameron says, "Yo, Grant, how do I get into the Cabo clique?" All right, this is a fair question. You got to be on the 49ers. You got to play football for the 49ers, or be on their practice squad or on IR like Trent Taylor. You got to be friends, most likely, with the use checks and the Kittles. I say plural because it's a whole family thing.
Your girlfriend or wife has to have bought one of Juszczyk's wife's jackets.
Yep. Helps. And I think it wouldn't hurt if he registered as a Republican. I'm just saying it came out that the Niners are the most Republican team in the league, which is fine. It just gives you a peek into their culture. So, it wouldn't hurt to like wear one of those hats that Bosa wears and endear yourself.
Move to Iowa.
Yeah, get cowboy boots. Learn how to line dance. Play golf. Get khakis. Listen to country music. Go to Morgan Wallen concerts. What am I missing?
Go to a Predators game. Wear a jersey.
Yeah, I think that should do it.
Tight end U. Be very positive about tight end U.
Tight end U. Oh my God, tight end U. Zach Garza 42 says, "Not sure how Niners fans ride their high horse of this ownership and front office when nothing has changed from the philosophy and draft in a decade." Here. I hear you, man. KRNA RMG says, "Kittle hasn't been healthy since 2017. Time to move on." Hi, George. I think it's a little late. SRT Unk 415 says, "Why does everyone want Crosby? I prefer Hendricks, and we will get to save our picks to fill other holes in the roster." Because he's younger than Hendricks, and he's really freaking good. Those would be the reasons. But yeah, I mean, Larry had a bunch of reasons why not to go after Crosby last week, and they were compelling.
Well, I just, first of all, let's not talk about it anymore because we all know that Mark Davis ain't going to change his barber, ain't going to stop going to P.F. Chang's, and ain't going to trade Max Crosby to the Niners no matter what.
Well put. Got you. And then he says, Isaiah likely would be a cheaper option than Pitts. True. Nicole LD Niners says, "Would you rather sign Deebo or Jawan Jennings?"
No doubt.
Man, can I have neither? How about none of the above?
Well, I'll take Jennings, but I'll say this. I saw the estimate the other day at 3 years at $17 million, and that's too high.
Yeah. I mean, just like, if you could have these guys for free, I guess, but I wouldn't want to pay $1. I want to play Jordan Watkins. That's what I want to do. I want to draft another wide receiver. I want Ricky Pearsall to stay healthy and step up. Nick H says, "Thoughts on Elijah Vera Tucker? Former free agent. Former first round pick. Went to my high school. Sure.
Oh, did he? He's hell
yeah.
He's an O'Dowd. I didn't know that.
We're factory, Larry.
He's been on bad teams, so it's hard to sometimes evaluate offensive linemen on bad teams. It's kind of like who did the Niners? When the Niners got Laken Tomlinson from the Lions. The Lions were really bad team at that time. So I like Elijah Vera Tucker, and he went in the first round for a reason. And yeah, if you could get him and they need to upgrade, they need to start moving people in the interior. I know Lombardi put out stats about, pass rush win rate and run block win rate, and the Niners are mid-pack. But they're mid-pack with the best left tackle in the game. So what does that tell you? It tells you that they probably have some weak links on that offensive line, especially since Shanahan showed no interest in running up the gut on 4th and 1. So I'm tired of hearing about how great the Niner O line is when it's clearly not great. And they need more beef in the middle, and they need a long-term tackle for sure in this draft.
Mr. Fish and Chips says Rams, Seattle win bowl before Kyle Shanahan. Arizona next. My goodness, if Mike LaFleur. I don't think so, but I didn't really think much of Sam Darnold this year before he went and did what he did.